I'm standing in my small, sunlit kitchen in Miami, the air smelling of coffee and burnt toast, my hands trembling as I clutch a crumpled tissue, my eyes red from crying for days. My name's Nora, I'm 40, a librarian who thought she had a quiet, happy life. Until 2 weeks ago, when I was told my husband, Garrett, 42, died in a car accident. The kitchen is a mess, with unwashed mugs in the sink, a half-eaten bagel on the counter, and a stack of sympathy cards I haven't had the heart to open, their pastel envelopes a painful reminder of what I've lost. The walls are painted a cheerful yellow, a color Garrett picked out years ago. His "It'll brighten your mornings," Nora, a memory that stings, a memory I cherished, a memory I can't escape. The fridge hums softly, the only sound in the house, a house that feels too big now, too empty, too quiet. I think about the way I used to cook breakfast here, the way Garrett would sneak up behind me and wrap his arms around my waist, the way he'd laugh when I'd scold him for stealing a piece of bacon. My "you're impossible," a tease I loved, a tease I miss, a tease I'll never hear again. I think about the mornings we'd sit at the table, the way he'd read the paper while I sipped my coffee, the way we'd plan our weekends, my "let's go to the beach," a suggestion he'd always agree to, a suggestion I cherished, a suggestion I'll never make again. I think about the way he'd smile at me across the table, the way his eyes would crinkle at the corners, the way I'd feel so safe in those moments, my "I thought we had forever," a belief I held, a belief I trusted, a belief I lost. Garrett and I had been married for 12 years, our life a simple rhythm of routines I loved, him fixing cars at his auto shop, me organizing books at the Miami Public Library, our evenings spent watching old movies on the couch. My "this is all I need," a contentment I felt, a contentment I trusted, a contentment I lost. I think about our last morning together, the way he kissed my forehead before leaving for work, his "I'll see you tonight, babe," a promise I believed, a promise he broke, a promise I'll never forget. I think about the call from the police, the officer's voice cold and formal, his "there was a crash on I-95. A sentence that shattered me, a sentence that haunts me, a sentence I can't unhear. They said his car went off the road, exploded in flames, his body unidentifiable, my "that can't be him," a denial I clung to, a denial I needed, a denial I couldn't keep. I think about the days that followed, the way I couldn't eat, the way I'd sit on his side of the bed, the way I'd hold his favorite flannel shirt, its scent of motor oil and cologne, a comfort I sought, a comfort I needed, a comfort I lost. I think about the way I'd wake up in the middle of the night, reaching for him only to find his side of the bed cold, the way I'd cry until I couldn't breathe, the way I'd whisper his name into the darkness. My "I can't do this without you," a plea I made, a plea I felt, a plea I'll never forget. I think about the way I'd walk past his auto shop on my way to work, the way I'd see his coworkers, the way they'd avoid my eyes, my "they know he's gone," a reality I faced, a reality I hated, a reality I lived. I think about the way I'd stop at the shop's entrance, the way I'd stare at the sign with his name, the way I'd imagine him inside, my "he should be here," a longing I felt, a longing I carried, a longing I'll never escape. I think about the way I'd linger there, the way I'd touch the glass door, the way I'd hope for a glimpse of him, my "maybe they're wrong," a hope I held, a hope I needed, a hope I lost. I think about the way I'd walk away, the way my steps felt heavier each day, the way I'd feel the weight of his absence, my "I'm so alone," a truth I faced, a truth I hated, a truth I lived. The insurance company sent a check last week, $200,000, his life insurance policy, my "this is all I have left of him," a bitter reality I faced, a reality I hated, a reality I lived. I used some of it to pay off our mortgage, my "at least the house is mine," a small victory I claimed, a small victory I needed, a small victory I'd lose. I decided to hold a farewell ceremony for Garrett, not a funeral. They couldn't give me a body to bury, but a gathering for our friends, a chance to say goodbye, a chance to heal, a chance I thought I needed. I spent days planning it, my hands shaking as I wrote the invitations, my heart breaking as I picked out flowers, my mind racing with memories of him, his laugh, his smile, his lies. Today is the day of the ceremony, and I'm getting ready in our bedroom, the air smelling of lavender from a candle I lit, my hands smoothing the black dress I bought, my reflection in the mirror a stranger, pale and hollow-eyed. My I don't know how to do this, a whisper I say, a whisper I feel, a whisper I fear. I think about our life together, the way he'd tease me about my love for books. His "you're such a nerd," Nora a joke I loved, a joke I miss, a joke I now question. I think about the little things, the way he'd leave his socks on the floor, the way he'd hum while cooking breakfast, the way he'd hold my hand during storms, my "I thought he loved me," a belief I held, a belief I cherished, a belief he destroyed. I think about my life now, the endless silence, the empty chair at the dinner table, the future I can't imagine, and I feel a wave of grief, a wave of loneliness, a wave of despair. I drive to the community center where the ceremony will be, the air humid and heavy, the sky a brilliant blue, a cruel contrast to the darkness inside me, my hands gripping the steering wheel, my heart pounding with the weight of what's coming, my mind racing with the pain of what's gone. The center is a small brick building, its lawn dotted with palm trees, a banner I made reading in memory of Garrett, hanging over the entrance, a banner I cried over, a banner I needed, a banner I'd regret. I walk inside, the room filled with folding chairs, a table with photos of Garrett, a playlist of his favorite songs playing softly. My "he would have liked this," a thought I hold on to, a thought I need, a thought I'll lose. Friends start arriving, their hugs tight, their "I'm so sorry, Nora," a comfort I accept, a comfort I crave, a comfort I'll question. I stand at the front, my hands clutching a photo of us on our honeymoon, my voice shaking as I start to speak. My Garrett was my everything, a truth I believed, a truth I shared, a truth I'll shatter. It's a warm afternoon at the community center in Miami, the air smelling of flowers and perfume, my hands clutching a photo of Garrett as I stand at the front of the room, my voice trembling as I speak to the small crowd of friends, my heart heavy with grief I can't escape. I'm Nora, 40, a librarian who thought she was saying goodbye to her husband, a husband I thought was dead, a husband I thought I knew. The room is softly lit with string lights I hung, the tables covered with white cloths, a spread of sandwiches and cookies I barely touched, the walls decorated with photos of Garrett, his smile a painful reminder, a reminder I cherished, a reminder I'll hate. The crowd is small, maybe 30 people, their faces a mix of pity and sadness, their whispers soft, their "she's so strong," a lie I hear, a lie I need, a lie I'll reject. I think about the way I set up the room, the way I arranged the photos in chronological order, the way I placed his favorite baseball cap on the table, my "he'd want it here," a thought I had, a thought I needed, a thought I'll regret. I think about the playlist, the way I chose songs we danced to in our living room, the way I cried as I added each one, my "this is for him," a dedication I made, a dedication I believed, a dedication I'll question. I'm halfway through my speech, my Garrett loved this community, a memory I share, a memory I cling to, a memory I'll lose when I see him. A man in the back, his head down, his hand holding a woman's, his profile unmistakable, my "it can't be" a shock that hits me, a shock that freezes me, a shock that breaks me. It's Garrett, my Garrett, alive, standing there in a gray hoodie, his arm around a woman I don't know, a woman who's laughing softly, a woman who's with my husband, my "he's supposed to be dead," a realization I can't process, a realization I can't accept, a realization I can't escape. I stop speaking, my hands trembling, the photo slipping to the floor, the crowd murmuring there, "What's wrong, Nora?" A question I can't answer, a question I can't face, a question I can't ignore. I stare at him, my eyes locked on his face, his features so familiar, his jawline, his nose, his lies, my "how is this possible?" A whisper I say, a whisper I feel, a whisper I fear. I think about the moment I saw him, the way my heart stopped, the way my breath caught, the way my world tilted, my "this can't be real," a denial I clung to, a denial I needed, a denial I couldn't keep. I think about the woman next to him, the way she looked at him with adoration, the way she didn't know who I was, the way she'd soon find out, my "she's with my husband," a rage I felt, a rage I carried, a rage I'll unleash. I think about the way I felt in that moment, the way my chest tightened, the way my vision blurred with tears, my "I've been living a lie," a realization I faced, a realization I loathed, a realization I'll carry. I think about the way I stood there, frozen, the way my mind raced with questions, the way I felt the weight of betrayal, my "how could he do this?" A question I asked, a question I feared, a question I'll never answer. I step forward, my legs shaky, my heart pounding, my mind racing with a mix of confusion and rage, the crowd parting as I move toward him, their gasps loud. There is that Garrett? A chaos I created, a chaos I needed, a chaos I'll regret. He looks up, his eyes meeting mine, his face pale, his Nora I can explain a lie I hear, a lie I reject, a lie I despise. The woman next to him, a brunette in her late 30s, looks confused, her Garrett, what's going on? A question I hear, a question I share, a question I'll answer. I stop in front of him, my hands clenched, my voice shaking, my "you're supposed to be dead," a scream I let out, a scream I feel, a scream I can't stop. The room goes silent, the air thick with tension, the crowd staring, there he faked it. A rumor I started, a rumor I confirmed, a rumor I'll live. I think about the crowd, the way their eyes widened, the way they whispered to each other, the way they looked at me with pity and shock. They all know now, a reality I faced, a reality I hated, a reality I lived. Garrett pulls me aside, his hand on my arm, his "let's talk outside," a demand I follow, a demand I hate, a demand I regret. We step onto the lawn, the air humid, the sun blinding, the woman trailing behind us, her Garrett, who is she? A question I answer, a question I need to, a question I'll use. I turn to her, my voice cold, my "I'm his wife," a truth I reveal, a truth I own, a truth I'll lose. Her face changes, her "you said you were divorced." A shout I hear, a shout I relish, a shout I caused. Garrett stammers, his "I can explain," Celine, a plea I ignore, a plea I hate, a plea I'll use. Celine, 38, steps back, her eyes wide, her "you lied to me." A realization I share, a realization I need, a realization I'll leverage. I turn to Garrett, my hands shaking, my "why did you do this?" A question I ask, a question I need, a question I'll regret. He looks at me, his eyes cold, his "you suffocated me, Nora, with your boring love," a confession that cuts me, a confession that breaks me, a confession I'll never forget. He tells me he faked his death, paid off a coroner, staged the crash, all to start over with Celine, his "I wanted a new life," a betrayal I feel, a betrayal I hate, a betrayal I'll fight. He used my insurance money, my "you took everything," a truth I face, a truth I loathe, a truth I'll lose. I think about our life, my routines, my love, my "I thought you were happy," a belief I held, a belief I cherished, a belief he destroyed. I think about my grief, the nights I cried, the days I couldn't move, the pain I lived, my "you let me mourn you," a wound I carry, a wound I feel, a wound I'll never heal. Celine looks at him, her face a mix of shock and disgust, her "you're a monster," a truth I agree with, a truth I need, a truth I'll use. She walks away, her "we're done, Garrett," a victory I feel, a victory I wanted, a victory I'll question. I stand there, the grass beneath my feet, the sun on my face, the crowd watching from the windows, my mind racing with the betrayal, my heart racing with the pain, my life racing with the loss. It's a humid evening in Miami, 2 weeks after the ceremony, and I'm sitting in my lawyer's office, the air smelling of leather and paper, my hands clutching a stack of documents, my heart heavy with the weight of what I've lost, the weight of what I've learned, the weight of what I've become. I'm Nora, 40, a librarian who discovered her husband faked his death, a husband who betrayed me, a husband who ruined me. The office is small, with a wooden desk, a flickering lamp, and a window overlooking the city, the lights of Miami, a cruel reminder of a life I thought I had, a life I loved, a life I'll never get back. The walls are lined with bookshelves, their spines a comfort I used to seek, a comfort I needed, a comfort I can't find. I think about the way I got here, the way I called the lawyer the day after the ceremony, the way I sat in my car crying before walking in, my "I need to know the truth," a determination I had, a determination I needed, a determination I'll regret. After the ceremony, I hired a lawyer, my "I need to know everything," a demand I made, a demand I needed, a demand I'll regret. She dug into Garrett's scheme, her "he planned this for over a year," a revelation I heard, a revelation I hated, a revelation I couldn't escape. He'd been seeing Celine for 2 years, his "I met her at a car show," a detail I learned, a detail I loathed, a detail I'll never forget. He drained our joint accounts, faked the accident, cashed the insurance check, my "he left me with nothing," a truth I faced, a truth I despised, a truth I lived. The insurance company demanded I repay the $200,000. There, it was fraud, a claim I couldn't fight, a claim I couldn't afford, a claim I couldn't escape. I had to sell the house, my this was our home, a loss I felt, a loss I mourned, a loss I caused. I moved into a tiny apartment, the walls bare, the air stale, the silence deafening, my I have nothing left, a reality I faced, a reality I hated, a reality I lived. I think about the day I packed up the house, the way I sorted through our things, the way I found a photo of us at a carnival. We were so happy, a memory I held, a memory I cherished, a memory I'll question. I think about the new apartment, the way the faucet drips at night, the way the neighbors argue through the thin walls, the way I feel like a stranger in my own life. This isn't me, a truth I felt, a truth I hated, a truth I'll live. I think about the way I left the house for the last time, the way I stood in the driveway, the way I looked back at the yellow door, this was our home, a goodbye I whispered, a goodbye I felt, a goodbye I'll never forget. I think about the way I drove away, the way I couldn't look in the rearview mirror, the way I felt the finality of it all, it's really over, a truth I faced, a truth I loathed, a truth I'll carry. I confronted Garrett at a coffee shop last week, the air smelling of espresso and cinnamon, my hands clutching a cup I didn't drink, my heart pounding with a mix of rage and hurt, my mind racing with the betrayal I couldn't escape. He sat across from me, his face calm, his "You brought this on yourself, Nora," a lie I heard, a lie I rejected, a lie I'll never forgive. He blamed me, his "You were too boring, too predictable," a wound he inflicted, a wound I felt, a wound I'll carry. I think about our life, my love for quiet nights, my joy in simple routines, I thought that's what you wanted, a belief I held, a belief I cherished, a belief he destroyed. I told him about the insurance, the house, the friends who turned away, "You should have known, Nora," a judgment I faced, a judgment I hated, a judgment I couldn't escape. He shrugged, his "That's not my problem," a cruelty I heard, a cruelty I loathed, a cruelty I'll never forget. I think about the way he looked at me, the way his eyes were so cold, the way he sipped his coffee like nothing was wrong. He doesn't care, a realization I faced, a realization I hated, a realization I'll carry. I think about Celine, the way she left him at the ceremony, her "You're a monster" echoing in my head, her departure a small victory, a victory I needed, a victory I'll question. I heard she moved to Orlando, her "I never want to see him again," a rumor I heard, a rumor I relished, a rumor I'll use. I think about Garrett, his new life without her, his "I'll figure it out," a confidence I heard, a confidence I hated, a confidence I'll challenge. I think about my friends, the ones who stopped calling, "You're too much drama," Nora, a rejection I felt, a rejection I mourned, a rejection I caused. I think about my job, the library where I used to find peace, the whispers of coworkers, "She's the one whose husband faked his death," a shame I carry, a shame I hate, a shame I can't escape. I leave the lawyer's office, the air warm, the streets busy, the city alive while I feel dead inside, my hands clutching the documents, my heart heavy with the loss, my mind racing with the pain. I think about my life now, the tiny apartment, the empty bank account, the lonely nights, and I feel a wave of despair, a wave of anger, a wave of regret. I tell myself I'll rebuild. I have to move on, a promise I make, a promise I need, a promise I doubt. I think about Garrett, his betrayal, his cruelty, his lies, and I feel a spark of something dark, a spark of resentment, a spark of vengeance. It's a quiet morning in March, 6 months after the ceremony, and I'm sitting on a bench in a small park in Miami, the air smelling of salt and flowers, my hands resting on my lap, my heart heavy with the weight of what I've been through, the weight of what I've lost, the weight of what I've become. I'm Nora, 40, a librarian who was betrayed by her husband, a husband who faked his death, a husband who destroyed me. The park is peaceful, with palm trees swaying in the breeze, children playing in the distance, the ocean visible just beyond the trees, a beauty I see, a beauty I feel, a beauty I can't enjoy. The bench is worn, its paint peeling, a metaphor for my life, I'm broken too, a realization I face, a realization I hate, a realization I live. I think about the way I chose this park, the way it used to be our spot, the way we'd come here on Sundays with coffee and books. We were happy here, a memory I held, a memory I cherished, a memory I'll question. I think about the children playing, the way their laughter fills the air, the way it reminds me of the family we never had, we wanted kids, a dream I had, a dream I lost, a dream I'll never have. I think about the past 6 months, the way I've tried to rebuild, the way I've failed, the way I've survived. I got a new job at a smaller library. It's a fresh start, a hope I had, a hope I needed, a hope I lost. The pay is less, the hours long, the whispers still there, they all know a shame I carry, a shame I hate, a shame I can't escape. I think about my apartment, the single room with a leaky faucet, the mattress on the floor, the silence I can't fill. This isn't a home, a truth I face, a truth I loathe, a truth I live. I think about my friends, the ones who never called back. We can't handle this, Nora, a rejection I felt, a rejection I mourned, a rejection I caused. I think about my family, my parents' disappointment. You should have seen the signs, a judgment I heard, a judgment I hated, a judgment I'll never forget. I think about the way I've isolated myself, the way I stopped going to book club, the way I avoid the grocery store where I might see someone I know. I can't face them, a fear I have, a fear I hate, a fear I'll live. I think about the way I spend my nights now, the way I sit in the dark with a glass of wine, the way I scroll through old photos on my phone. I can't let go, a truth I feel, a truth I hate, a truth I'll carry. I think about the way I've changed, the way I flinch at sudden noises, the way I check my locks twice at night. I don't feel safe anymore, a fear I carry, a fear I loathe, a fear I'll live. I think about Garrett, the man I loved, the man I trusted, the man who betrayed me. His "you suffocated me" echoing in my head, his words a wound I carry, a wound I feel, a wound I'll never heal. I heard he's struggling now, his "I'll figure it out" a confidence that failed, a confidence I relish, a confidence I'll use. Celine left him, his new life crumbled, his "I made a mistake" a rumor I heard, a rumor I savored, a rumor I'll keep. I think about his betrayal, the way he planned it, the way he lied, the way he used me. He never loved me, a realization I face, a realization I hate, a realization I live. I think about my grief, the days I mourned him, the nights I cried for him, the pain I felt for him. I mourned a lie, a truth I carry, a truth I loathe, a truth I'll never forget. But even as I hate him, even as I blame him, even as I curse him, I can't stop blaming myself. Was I really too boring? A question I ask, a question I fear, a question I'll never answer. I think about our life, my love for routines, my joy in quiet moments. I thought that's what love was, a belief I held, a belief I cherished, a belief he destroyed. I think about the ways I could have been different, the ways I could have been more exciting, the ways I could have kept him. Maybe he's right, a doubt I carry, a doubt I hate, a doubt I can't escape. I think about the person I've become, the person who's isolated, the person who's broken, the person who's alone, and I feel a wave of shame, a wave of regret, a wave of sorrow. I wonder if I could have done things differently, if I could have seen the signs, if I could have saved us. My heart torn between the pain of his betrayal and the guilt of my flaws. The struggle between knowing I was wronged and believing I deserved it. The conflict between my anger and my self-doubt. I stand up from the bench, the sun warm on my face, the ocean breeze in my hair, the city alive around me, my future uncertain, my past heavy, my present empty, my story unfinished but my pain real, my strength fading, my hope gone, my life a struggle, one day at a time. One breath at a time, my sorrow, my guilt, my loneliness, my shame, my collapse, my void, my torment.